Welcome back to Friends with Benefits, your favorite car club that serves up auto gossip, sarcasm, and a healthy dose of reality. Today, we're peeling back the hood on Stellantis' STLA Frame platform, apparently the future of trucks, because why settle for we're just good when you can slap the word platform on it? Then there's the all-electric Mercedes-Benz GLC, making sure the luxury SUV game stays bougie but sustainable. Chrysler has finally decided to join the cool kids with plans for an all-electric Pacifica, though they're taking their sweet time getting there. Maserati's GranCabrio is here to flex its stylish soft top, because apparently being pretty is still a valid business model. Oh, and EV battery prices are dropping faster than the resale value of your buddy's Mach-E. California's mandating EV charging in new homes by 2026, and Ford's Mustang GTD just obliterated Nürburgring lap times. I know I'm late to the Mustang Nürburgring lap time, but come on, I just had to include this story. Let's get into the stories and see what's revving up the car world today. Let's start with Stellantis, the automotive giant with a brand lineup so vast it feels like the Avengers of car companies. They've unveiled their shiny new toy, the STLA Frame platform. Stellantis says this is the future of trucks, lighter, stronger, more modular, and ready for electrification. Think of it as the iPhone of truck platforms. Everyone's going to want it, and it'll probably come with a price tag to match. This platform is designed to handle everything from mid-size pickups to full-size trucks, aiming to improve performance, efficiency, and adaptability. It's a one-size-fits-all approach for the next generation of trucks, and Stellantis is promising that this isn't just about electrification. This is about reimagining what a truck can be. What does that mean in practical terms? Imagine a base design that can accommodate combustion engines, hybrid powertrains, or fully electric setups with ease. It's like having a Swiss Army knife in the form of a truck chassis. The platform also boasts improved aerodynamics and lighter materials, which could lead to better fuel economy and range, whether you're hauling lumber or just trying to keep up with your neighbor's new F-150 Lightning. Of course, with bold claims come big expectations. Stellantis says the first vehicles based on the STLA frame will hit the road soon, but let's not forget that automakers love to toss around buzzwords like game changer and revolutionary like confetti. Will this platform deliver on its promises, or is it just marketing hype? Time will tell, but we'll be watching and hoping it doesn't disappoint like a movie sequel nobody asked for. Meanwhile, Mercedes-Benz is stepping up its game in the EV world with the upcoming all-electric GLC. For those unfamiliar, the GLC is Mercedes' bread and butter luxury SUV, and now it's getting the electric treatment. Think of it as a Tesla Model Y, but with a higher price tag, better materials, and the kind of prestige that lets you park up front at the country club. The electric GLC is expected to feature cutting-edge battery tech and range capabilities that should make it a strong contender in the premium EV space. Mercedes hasn't revealed the full specs yet, but early reports suggest it'll have a range of over 250 miles and offer all the bells and whistles you'd expect from the German automaker. But here's the kicker. If you're not quite ready to make the leap to a full EV, Mercedes is also offering a plug-in hybrid GLC with up to 62 miles of electric-only range. It's the perfect middle ground for people who want to say they're saving the planet without committing entirely. You know, kind of like going vegan but still eating cheese. Between the EV and PHEV versions, Mercedes is making it clear that they're not just competing in the luxury SUV space, they're aiming to dominate it. The electric GLC is expected to arrive sometime in 2025, so if you're looking for an eco-friendly SUV with a touch of class, this might just be your next ride. Chrysler, the brand that practically invented the modern minivan, has finally decided to join the electric revolution. They've announced plans for an all-electric Pacifica, and while the details are still under wraps, this could be a game changer for families who want practicality without the guilt of burning fossil fuels. So what do we know so far? Not much, honestly. Chrysler hasn't given us a launch date, range estimates, or even a vague timeline. It's like they're teasing us with a concept that may or may not arrive before our kids graduate college. But hey, better late than never, right? What we do know is that Chrysler plans to maintain the Pacifica's reputation for versatility and innovation. The current model is already a leader in the hybrid minivan market, so an all-electric version could cement its place as the ultimate family vehicle for the green generation. Imagine being able to ferry your kids to soccer practice, haul groceries, and still have enough range left to pick up takeout, all without visiting a gas station. The Pacifica EV could also set a new standard for interior tech and comfort. Chrysler has been known to pack its minivans with family-friendly features like stow-and-go seating and rear entertainment systems, so it's safe to assume the EV version will come loaded with gadgets to keep everyone happy. Now, if they could just let us know when this is happening, we'd all breathe a little easier. Next up, Maserati has unveiled the GranCabrio, a convertible that's equal parts stylish and impractical, but hey, that's kind of the point. This is the car you buy when you want to turn heads, not when you're trying to save the planet or impress Consumer Reports. The GranCabrio is a soft-top top version of Maserati's GranCabrio, and it's as gorgeous as you'd expect. The design screams Italian luxury, with sleek lines, a bold grille, and just enough chrome to make you feel special without looking tacky. Under the hood, you'll find a choice of powertrains, including a twin-turbo V6 and a fully electric option. But let's talk practicality, or the lack thereof. Convertibles have always been a niche market, and the GranCabrio is no exception. It's not the car you take on a Costco run, or even one you'd want to drive on a windy day. But for those sunny afternoons when you just want to feel the wind in your hair and remind everyone you're better at life than they are, it's perfect. The GranCabrio isn't just a car, it's a statement. It says, I don't need a roof and I don't care about trunk space. And honestly, sometimes that's all you need. Good news for anyone on the fence about buying an electric car. EV battery prices are dropping like a rock. According to industry reports, the cost of EV batteries has decreased by nearly 20% this year alone, and analysts predict they'll keep falling as production scales up and technology improves. Why does this matter? Because batteries are the most expensive component in an electric vehicle. Lower prices mean more affordable EVs, which could finally make them accessible to a broader audience. It's like the iPhone when it first came out. Cool, but way too expensive. Now everyone has one, and EVs are heading in the same direction. But it's not just about cheaper cars. Lower battery costs also mean automakers can invest in better range and faster charging, making EVs even more practical for everyday use. So whether you're a hardcore Tesla fan or just someone looking to make the switch, this is great news for your wallet and the planet. Over on the West Coast, California continues its mission to make EVs as common as yoga studios and overpriced avocado toast. Starting in 2026, all new residential buildings will be required to include EV charging infrastructure. Yep, California's taking the go big or go home approach, except this time, your home better have a plug waiting for your electric car. This mandate is part of California's push toward achieving carbon neutrality by 2045. And it's not just about convenience. It's about creating a future where owning an electric vehicle is the default, not the exception. The state's logic is simple. If you build the chargers, the EVs will come, or at least that's the hope. Imagine moving into your brand new house and realizing you don't need to fight for a charging spot at your local grocery store anymore. Dreamy, right? Now let's talk about what this means for homeowners, builders, and let's be real, your wallet. Builders will need to factor the cost of EV chargers into their projects, which could drive up housing prices slightly. But hey, this is California. People are already selling kidney stones on eBay to afford rent. What's a few extra bucks for some future proofing? And let's not forget the ripple effects this could have. With chargers becoming a standard feature, it might finally tip the scales for those fence sitters still clinging to their gas-powered SUVs. Imagine your neighbor proudly showing off their new electric Hummer while you're stuck explaining why your diesel truck still deserves a spot in the driveway. Awkward. Of course, there are skeptics. Some argue that mandates like this might be premature, considering that not every part of California has the grid infrastructure to handle the growing EV demand. After all, it's not much use having a charger in your garage if the local power lines give out every time you turn on your toaster. But in the big picture, this move could help normalize EVs and push other states to follow suit. Whether you're an EV enthusiast or someone who just wants to see fewer tailpipes on the road, this is a step toward a cleaner, greener future. So if you're planning to build a house in California, congratulations. You're now part of the electric revolution, whether you like it or not. Alright, let's talk about the beast that is the Ford Mustang GTD. A car so intense it makes other Mustangs look like they belong in a petting zoo. This isn't your average pony. It's a full-blown stallion tearing up the Nürburgring. And yes, I know I'm late to this story, but how could I not include it? This lap time is too good to ignore, even if it's old news at this point. For those of you living under a rock, the Mustang GTD recently clocked an insane lap time at the Nürburgring that has everyone talking. Ford hasn't released the official time yet, but rumor has it they're gunning for under 7 minutes. That's hypercar territory, folks. A Mustang putting Porsche, Lamborghini, and Ferrari on notice. Just let that sink in for a second. This car is basically a race car in street legal clothing. It's packing a supercharged 5.2-liter V8 engine pushing over 800 horsepower, paired with a rear transaxle for perfect weight distribution. Oh, and don't forget the active aerodynamics and adjustable suspension, which make this thing corner like it's on rails. Ford isn't playing games here. They're out to prove that American muscle can tango with Europe's finest. But here's the kicker. This masterpiece of engineering will set you back a cool $300,000. That's right, $300K for a Mustang. It's like finding out your favorite dive bar now charges $50 for a beer. It's still great, but wow, that price. Then again, if you've got the cash and a need for speed, this is probably the most fun you'll ever have on four wheels. So, what does this mean for the Mustang legacy? Well, it's no longer just a symbol of affordable American muscle. It's now a legitimate player on the global stage. And honestly, seeing a Mustang go head-to-head with the best Europe has to offer is kind of like watching your high school buddy who barely passed math show up at a reunion as a millionaire. You can't help but be impressed. And that's a wrap for today's joyride through the latest and greatest in car news. If you laughed, learned, or just rolled your eyes at Stellantis' buzzwords or Maserati's convertible drama, be sure to like, subscribe, and join the Friends with Benefits Car Club, because honestly, where else can you get this much car gossip served with a side of sarcasm? If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. We can take it. Leave your comments on what we talked about today, because we love hearing your takes. And if you want to catch up on previous episodes, I'll leave them up on the screen for you. Remember, if the car you're driving doesn't make you feel like a superhero, you're driving the wrong one. This is Friends with Benefits, driving off. Until next time.